would you define the word culture, and why is it so important? In this lesson, we will discuss the significance of culture, define it, and reveal why it is so critical to both the kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness. What is culture? So what is culture? There are many definitions for the word, but perhaps the best way of viewing it is as the invisible environment that we all live in. It is the air that we breathe, the thoughts that we collectively think, the songs that we sing, and so much more. It is what is popular, normalized, and made as the standards of society. The theologian Trench defines it as all that floating mass of thoughts, opinions, maxims, speculations, hopes, impulses, aims, aspirations, at any time current in the world, which it may be impossible to seize and accurately define, but which constitute a most real and effective power, being the moral or immoral atmosphere which at every moment of our lives we inhale, again inevitably to exhale. The Germans have a word for this. They call it Zeitgeist, or the spirit of the age. Where does culture come from? Culture is the product of the convergence of various streams that come from its mountains. Culture trickles down from the various mountains or kingdoms. These mountains are the mountain of government, the mountain of media, the mountain of arts and entertainment, the mountain of science and technology, the mountain of philosophy and education, the mountain of business and economics, and the mountain of religion. Each of these mountains represent different kingdoms and schools of thought. In each mountain, Satan's objective is to place people in the positions of power, authority, and influence that will do his bidding. He has accomplished this in virtually all of the mountains of culture. Now, as the water flows down from each of the mountains, it forms a stream. These streams carry the thoughts, philosophies, and worldview of the leaders and influencers in that specific mountain. As these various streams from the various mountains converge and come together, they become a mighty river that contains the philosophy and worldview of all of the mountains, which in turn creates the river called culture. Why is culture so important? As mentioned previously, there are only two overarching kingdoms, the kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness. Both of these kingdoms are in conflict, and one of the prizes or goals is the culture. The culture is critical because it is the environment that everyone lives in. The environment is crucial because it has a way of shaping and controlling all life within it. So if the culture is wicked, that is immoral, then the people will be immoral. This, of course, is the devil's objective because this makes it infinitely easier to send billions of people to hell with him. Now, let me give you a practical example. Suppose you place a child in a school environment where drug abuse is pervasive. Well, odds are this will have a great impact on that child. But if all the other kids do drugs, the new child seeking to fit in will most likely try drugs. We call this peer pressure. But in actuality, it is the prevailing environment or culture that a person is put in and acquiesces to. So the kingdom that controls the culture controls the masses of people. Right now, wicked and immoral people by and large, control the culture and have allowed the kingdom of darkness to bring immorality over the land. But there is a group of believers who are rising up and saying enough is enough and getting involved and taking it back, one school board at a time, one mayor's race at a time, one governor's race at a time. Culture is critical, and we must fight for it because it will either lead people to heaven or it will lead them to hell.